You're not ready to show your face. You don't want to show your face online, but you do want to have multiple streams of income, and you do want to make money in a way that can detach you and separate you from having to only rely on your job's income. 10 out of 10 recommend. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. On this video, we're going to be talking about all of the things on how to start a non-clinical compliance company. You guys know that I have been branching off into multiple streams of income. I really just started making money in the online space last year after 3.5 years of trial and error. And everything that I have learned, I think last year was like my learning year. This year is my application year. And next year is going to take off, right? But I have been just really diversifying my income and started with digital marketing and digital products, still very heavy in digital marketing and digital products, because if you are not monetizing your life, what are you even doing? If you're not making multiple streams of income, if you don't have money coming from multiple different ways or places, what are you doing, right? And so I can't even believe that it took me so long to get to this point. To God be the glory that I finally got here, because let me tell you something. Working every day, and I'm sure you understand, but working every day doing something that you hate for years can be debilitating. It can be mentally taxing. It can really affect your mental health and just your life and everything in general. And so what I found myself doing was switching jobs. Like, I would start working at a job and I'll be excited that I have this job because essentially I got to pay my bills. So I'm happy that I have a job. But then after a while, just dealing with all of what came with certain jobs, it was like, yeah, this is not for me. And so what do? We get on Indeed, we get on LinkedIn or whatever the case, and we look for another job. Except when we go to that other job, 3 to 6 months later, here we are back in the same scenario, right? And so last year, I was just like, you know what? Yes, I've been in healthcare for 15 years. I have a very sweet situation in terms of work. I worked 3 minutes around the corner from my house. Very easy work that I did. I was bored with it, how easy it was. Not that I didn't work hard, but it just came very easy to me. And because I was in healthcare and my title and the things that the skills and stuff that I have, like my bilingual and all that stuff, like I was paid pretty decently, but it does not compare. It does not compare to having multiple streams of income, doing what it is that you truly enjoy doing, and living life on your own terms. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video, just kind of how I got started on this side of things. Still in digital marketing, still digital products, but very different almost. And so yeah, if you are new here, welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we talk about all things how I got to my first digital marketing and digital product sale, how I was able to scale and make thousands of dollars in the online space in a matter of a year, and yeah, just how I've been making money online. Except now that I have been able to resign from my 9-to-5, and I have been able to really focus and hone in on creating a life that feels good to me, I don't want to stop. So I started creating multiple streams of income outside of just digital marketing. And so I'll be sprinkling in those things on this channel as well. You probably, if you've been here for a while, you probably are starting to notice that the content is starting to branch out a little bit more, and that's intentional. So if you're new here, just welcome. I'm glad you are here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you find any value from this video, comment down in the comment section where you are tuning in from. I love to engage with you guys. If you are one of my day ones, my OGs, I appreciate you being here as always, per usual. I know that when you come back because you find value in my videos, and that is really the reason why I continue posting and sharing all of this information. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I started my second stream of income when I was at work, and it was digital products and digital marketing. And I did get mentorship last year on just to really learn like the stuff that I wasn't getting on YouTube. Y'all know how we do, right? You know exactly how we do. We get on YouTube and we watch videos until we are like blue in the face, and we get so bombarded with all of the information and just information from different people. And I think YouTube is 1000%, I don't think I know, 1000% an invaluable app, an invaluable search engine, because YouTube is not social media. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it's not social media. YouTube is a search engine. So I'm so grateful for YouTube, because I have been able to just, kind of get the, just kind of the brush over of what it takes to do a certain thing. However, it just takes too long to watch all of these videos and try to piece pieces of everybody else's puzzle and try to make it my own. It was just taking too long, which is why I invested in mentorship last year. Best decision that I ever made. And quite honestly, I am continuously going to be investing in mentorship. Why? Because why the hell not? I have been able to go from 3.5 years of trying to figure this shit out, frustrated, just not knowing what to do, kind of making some traction. And it's cool to make progress. It's great to make progress. But if you are continuously doing things and just not getting compensated for it and not making any money from it, it starts to weigh on you a little bit, right? So got mentorship, changed the game, changed the entire game for me. Inspired me to even start my own community where I'm able to share everything that I have learned and everything that has gotten me here. And so was doing that, started making crazy money, made thousands of dollars in the online space, thousands. Okay. And so one thing leads to the next. In a few videos, probably in multiple videos that I've posted on this channel, you have probably heard me say, start, right? And everybody says, just start. But just start, because starting will lead you to exactly where you're supposed to be. You just have to put one foot in front of the other without knowing exactly like where that next step is going to lead you, other than closer to what you are ultimately supposed to be doing. And that's what I feel God did with me, because I started out in digital marketing, got in digital products, got all of like the behind the scenes stuff. Now I can take all of the skills that I learned from being, in my mentorship community, making money in this year. I've learned so much, even outside of that mentorship, that I pour into my community. And I now have taken those skills and have applied the same strategy to other avenues. So I've recently started a non-clinical compliance company. So essentially what I do is I offer non-clinical diagnostic lab services and professional services, right? Under one umbrella. And I'm going to show you guys some behind the scenes stuff, because I'm in my role, because I've been working I've literally been in front of this computer, just kind of, getting stuff together, preparing for the week, which I don't want to get sidetracked, because I am about to go down another rabbit hole. But not because I don't work anymore at a 9 to 5 means that I'm not working, because for sure, 1000% I am working, but it just feels different because I'm working and I'm making money on my own terms, and it feels amazing. So started out in digital products and digital marketing, and quite literally just took the strategy, the things that I've learned from my mentor, things that I've learned in my own journey, and really created my own strategy, my own ecosystem on how to get people to buy, quite literally. And since I now have figured out the system, I now just apply that same system to different areas of my life and different businesses that I want to start. if I can recommend absolutely anything, it is to start multiple streams of income for different aspects of your life. So to have a stream of income for traveling, have a stream of income for eating out, a stream of income for your expenses, a stream of income. Start a stream of income for everything. Okay? So I started my non-clinical compliance company, and as a result of starting the non-clinical compliance company, I was learning stuff while starting it. So what I did was I started documenting everything that I was learning up until that point. That's why I say monetize your life, okay? Monetize your life. There are things that you know that come easy to you, or that you are learning that you can help somebody else get to the next point that they are trying to get to, right? Listen, I'm telling you that it works. Okay. So I started learning just the ins and outs of all of what comes with starting a simple service-based business. And what I did was I documented everything, and I documented the parts that I have already learned from the business and starting the business. And I created a document. I literally created a digital document on what I wish I had when I was starting out, because there were things that I was running into that I was like, why do I have to go here, there, and everywhere to be able to find this information? Why don't I have this information in one space? Right? So I created a digital product and I started documenting it and creating a digital product. And as I'm learning, I am adding to the digital product. And so now I'm at the space in my life where I'm at a place where it's just like rinse and repeat it, right? Rinse and repeat what is working. So let me talk to you a little bit about what a non-clinical compliance company is. So essentially, I offer simple service-based skills. Okay, those are skills that do not necessarily require any specialized degree. The income potential is chef's kiss because it is an in-demand skill. And then you take that in-demand skill and you turn it into an in-demand business, right? And so very easy barrier to, and very low barrier to entry, easy to get started. I won't say easy. I don't like to use the word easy, but simple enough for you to start without having to go back to school and get a degree and spend $100,000 for whatever, right? You can literally start it, decide you want to start the business today, do the research, lay the foundation, and start tomorrow, right? Figuratively, but that's exactly what it is. I have never started so many businesses in such a short space of time like I've been doing just this year alone, and we're only in July. So I offer things like notary services. You hear notary and you think, oh, notaries don't make that much money. You are only allowed to charge, I don't know, $2, $5, $10, depending on your state. How are you even making money with this? That's why mentorship is important, because if you don't know, you just don't know. But don't worry about it, because I'm going to tell you right now. So I started a mobile notary business, right? So with mobile notary, you get to charge more. You get to charge things like admin fees, travel fees, convenient fees, all of those things, right? And you also get to operate in different sectors of being a notary. So things like apostille, I-9 verification, loan signing. I'm trying to think of all of them on the top of my head. I can't think of every last one of them, but traditional notary, will, healthcare directives. Excuse me. There's so many. There are at least 25 streams of income that you can have just from being a notary, just from having your notary stamp, right? At minimum 25 for sure, right? And so I offer notarial services, and I offer non-clinical lab services. Things like DNA testing, background, drug testing, which is also considered specimen collection, that kind of thing. DOT, non-DOT employment verification, what else? Ink fingerprinting, all of that stuff I offer in my non-clinical lab, right? And so I do plan on branching out and turning it into a clinical lab because I am going for my phlebotomy. And once I go for my phlebotomy, I am going to become a phlebotomy trainer and then add that also. I'm telling you, it works. The strategy is the strategy. So that's essentially what I do. So outside of digital marketing, I'm always going to do digital marketing. I'm always going to offer digital products because it's just simply a no-brainer. But I've added other means of making money to my repertoire, right? And so honestly, with the amount of things that I offer, I don't know how many streams of income I have, but I just put it under the compliance company, right? So I just consider the compliance company one stream of income, but there's so many streams of income that come from being a compliance company. When starting a non-clinical compliance company, the first thing that I will recommend you starting with is your notary commission. Get your notary commission. That's what I did because the process is a little bit longer, not long, but longer, because depending on what state you were in, you may have to take an exam or you may have to take a class, right? Some states don't even require you to take a class or an exam, right? So you could literally go in there, apply, get sworn in, get your stamp, all that stuff, and start within a matter of a couple of weeks to 30 days, right? Just depending on your state and how quick they move if you don't have to wait for a class date. But the reason why I would recommend you starting with notary is because if you do have to take a class and an exam, so many people are trying to become notaries now because of the income potential and all of what you can do with that commission, that the dates for the class is a little bit pushed out, right? So you want to go ahead and get into one of the classes, take the class, take the exam, get sworn in, get your commission, get your stamp, all that stuff. So while that is happening and you are waiting to start that process, then you can be working on the other stuff on the back end of the business, right? And doing all the other stuff. So start with your notary. Now, once you have started with your notary, and if you need specific instructions on how exactly what you have to do step by step, boom, start here, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, to become commissioned and to get your notary seal, the notary cheat code is at the description down below, but you can go to your Secretary of State and start there. For me personally, it was just too many moving pieces. I just had to put it in one place so that's how my brain operates. I just need to be able to see, okay, this is what I need to do this, do this, do that. Okay, perfect, got it, check, check, check. That's how my brain operates. So I just created a resource for anyone that is interested. So if you are interested, the notary cheat code is down below. But once you have started, started the whole notary process, then you want to move into setting the foundation for the compliance company. So starting the non-clinical compliance aspect of the business does take a little bit more legwork, right? So that's where you're really gonna have to kind of get in there. And so I am creating a resource on like all of the things so that you can have it step by step, just like I did with the notary. So that is coming soon. I do not have that available right now, but it is coming soon. So I'll just be posting videos here and there about it. But for anyone that has invested in the notary cheat code, expect an email from me because I am going to open up my Ink to Income bootcamp again, and you are going to be able to attend the Ink to Income bootcamp at a special rate. So definitely, if not free. So definitely, I think the first 10 people I'm going to do for free. Like you can get access to the Ink to Income bootcamp for free. And then I might change it later on. But Ink to Income was basically, it's my bootcamp where we start your notary business and we start your fingerprinting business while we are in class. All right. So there's a lot of different non-clinical services that you can offer under your compliance company, but I recommend not necessarily starting with all of them at one time, because each of them have their own regulations, each of them have their own specifications, their own documents, their own lingo, their own process. And if you are trying to do everything at one time like I did, if my brain works like that, but I don't recommend it. Like, I don't recommend it because it can get a little bit overwhelming, just because there are so many different moving pieces. So my Ink to Income is to start your notary business and to start your compliance business, but your notary and your ink fingerprinting services under your compliance business to start. So you'll only have 2 services to start, but once you have those up and running and going, then you can decide which ones you want to add after that. Now, let me just say, you do not have to have a compliance company, right? You don't have to offer professional and lab or non-clinical or clinical lab services. You don't have to do that. You can offer one or the other. You can do notarial services, all of what comes with that, and that's it. Or you can do lab services, all of what comes with that, and that's it, right? However, to me, it just makes more sense to advertise or to market the fact that you also have your notary commission, or you also can provide non-clinical or clinical lab services. Why not put them together? Now, like I said, you don't have to do both together, professional and lab. You can do one or the other, but to me, it just makes more sense to do them both together, because then you are able to bundle your services. And then if you have a notarial service that you are working on that may need lab services, now you can bundle them and offer both. Or if you have a lab service that you're doing that needs notarial services, and you can also bundle both. So it just makes more sense to me personally, for my business, to just have created a compliance company versus offering notary services over here, but then offering lab services over here. But you can do it however you want to do it, right? You can even like niche all the way down and just say, like, let's say you want to do healthcare only. You can offer notarial services to healthcare facilities or to patients and their families, right? Things like wills, estate planning, healthcare directives, that kind of stuff. And only offer notarial services, but you can also, if it is necessary, you can also offer lab services, because maybe they need some fingerprinting done, right? Maybe, you never know. Now they want to know, do you also do DNA testing? Now you can offer DNA testing. I'm about to take you behind the scenes so that you can see my newest business card with all of the glitz and glam on it. And yeah, so let's just jump into my computer. All right, so this is my newest business card, and obviously I filled in some information just to, protect my privacy, because this is still the internet and people are still crazy. But this is essentially what my business card looks like right now. And it was important for me to add my picture, because with my marketing background, just with what I've learned in marketing, because I don't have like an extensive marketing background, but I've been doing marketing for a while, and you just build a better connection with the person that's reading your card if they can see your picture. So I did add that. This picture I took with my iPhone, and I literally just cut the background out of it, and I just added that gray background there, and then I just added my picture back on it like so. Of course, you are going to add your picture here. By the way, this template is in the notary cheat code, so you can use this template for yourself. Okay, so you can change any of the stuff that's on here. Literally, once you get the template, you just need to change your business name, your name, the contact information, and the city. And of course, you're going to add your picture, but everything else you can leave it the same, or you can take out whatever services you will not be offering. So added the business name up here, your preferred compliance partner, Jane Jackson. I don't know who that is. So Jane, if you're watching, hey girl. The account manager is what I put my title as, because they don't need to know I'm the owner. You know, I'm just, I just work for the company on the low. Shh. Right? I work for myself, for the company. And these are my services that I offer: pre-employment, notary, DOT, and non-DOT DNA testing, and ink fingerprinting. Of course, your phone number will go here, and the city that you are servicing. You want to make sure that you put surrounding cities if you are servicing surrounding cities. And this is my unique value proposition, basically what separates me from those that are in my area that are offering similar services. I do offer after hours, mobile, and same day. All right, so this is the back of my card. This is my QR code. This particular QR code is dead, but on my card, it's a live QR code where you can scan to schedule an appointment for any of these services. And then I have what we offer, my lab services here. And I have my professional services, which essentially is my notary services. But as you can see, multiple streams of income. Okay. And then you'll put your phone number down here, or whatever your contact information is: trusted to verify, ready to serve. And then I am certified, E&O insured, and bonded. So that's the back. So that is it for me, you guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are interested in starting your non-compliance, why would you start a non-compliance company? If you are interested in starting your compliance company, or any of these services, you're not ready to show your face, you don't want to show your face online, but you do want to have multiple streams of income, and you do want to make money in a way that can detach you and separate you from having to only rely on your job's income, 10 out of 10 recommend. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you are wanting to join Ink to Income, once I do open that back up, all you have to do is go ahead and grab your notary cheat code. Once you grab the notary cheat code, I'll get your email information, and then I will send out emails once I have launched that. That's going to be a private group only for those that I know that are serious, because if you've invested in the cheat code, you're serious. So that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.